Hi, everyone. My name is Buri, and I'm the head of platform at LongHash Ventures, where I run the LongHashX accelerator program and partnerships. I'm very excited to be here today to talk about LongHashX and particularly how it fits, within the overall LongHash Ventures. Now, let me start by giving you a bit of an introduction to the LongHashX accelerator. We were founded in 2018 as Asia's first Web3 accelerator and one of the first globally to be focused on exclusively on Web3 and blockchain use cases and applications. Now, we also pioneered the accelerator partnership model in which we run every cohort of our programs in partnership with an ecosystem, which could be a layer 1, a layer 2, or a decentralized storage ecosystem or so. Now, we are very selective of ecosystem partners and who we choose to work with. Typically, we like to work with ecosystems that fit into our multi-chain thesis, as well as the ecosystems where we see a very strong partnership and mission in developing early-stage developer communities. Now, some of the ecosystems that we worked with in the past include Polkadot. We actually run the first global accelerator focused on developers in Polkadot and Kusama back in 2019, as well as Filecoin. We actually run one of the first global accelerators for Filecoin back at the end of 2020. We've actually run multiple Filecoin cohorts. We recently graduated the third Filecoin cohort in partnership with Protocol Labs. And we're very excited that we are going to kick off the first global cross-chain accelerator in partnership with Axelar starting in early January. Now, the LongHashX accelerator captures projects primarily at the application layer. And this actually creates very strong synergies for the infrastructure portfolio companies from LongHash Ventures, where we have seen a lot of different types of partnerships and integrations between the applications graduating from the accelerator and those infrastructure investments that we've made. In addition to this, our venture building team spends 12 very intense weeks with the projects, working very closely with the founders. And this actually creates a very strong sourcing pipeline for LongHash Ventures, to provide follow-on investment when they graduate at demo day. So it gives us very privileged access and exclusive access to these teams over a very extended period of time to form very high conviction investments. I wanted to share a little bit about our track record. So over the past 5 years, we've run 10 cohorts, we've accelerated over 70 projects, and we've helped those projects raise over $150 million in funding. 5 of the alumni projects have valuations between, or have reached valuations between $1 to $10 billion, and 9 of those projects have reached valuations between $100 million and $1 billion. Some of the notable alumni that have graduated from the program include Akala, which is a DeFi parachain on Polkadot, Astar, which is building an EVM layer on Polkadot as well, Balancer, which is a well-known decentralized exchange that pioneered a certain type of liquidity pools that are not symmetrical, Lit Protocol, which is a decentralized access control network, Mintable, which is an NFT platform and marketplace, Huddle01, which is a Web3 video conferencing SDK solution, Lighthouse, which is a one-time payment perma-storage on Filecoin, Tranches, which provides structured products through decentralized finance, and lastly, Zanpool, which is a fiat on and off ramp. So this is just a few examples of some of the notable alumni that have graduated from the LongHashX programs. Now, when the teams join the program over the 12 weeks, they get 5 things from LongHashX. First of all, they get upfront investment in exchange for equity and future token. Typically, this is the first check for the teams at the time when they start to incorporate. And this is well before they go for their first official fundraising round. The second one is that every team that comes to the program gets one of our dedicated venture builders who creates a customized support plan. A lot of the teams are very early stage, and so they tend to work with our venture builders on really refining what is their Web3 business model, go-to-market plan, product design as well. But we can also work on other things such as tokenomics design or decentralized governance. The third one is a Web3 native structured curriculum. So we cover topics like tokenomics, like governance, like community building, like fundraising, and many others. And this is delivered through a series of workshops and fireside chats where we invite notable Web3 folks such as investors or founders. The fourth one is mentor office hours with world-class mentors through LongHash Web. Now, LongHash Web is something new that we are in the process of launching now. It's a soul-bound token contribution network. So we aim to open it up to Web3 mentors all over the world to contribute through being guests in fireside chats or one-on-one mentorship for the teams that are coming through the program and get rewarded through soul-bound tokens. And the fifth one is demo day. So we prepare the teams to refine their pitch. We invite them to demo day where they can pitch about their product, what they're building, what kind of support they need. And then this is the point where we make introduction to investors when they kick off their official fundraising round. Now, we also do a lot of value add for the ecosystem partners. And while most of the work that we do is on the accelerator side, we actually work with these ecosystems and protocols across a broad range of activities. So typically starting with hackathons, we provide mentorship, we provide workshops and talks through various hackathons around the world and throughout the year. And actually hackathons are one of the sources where we scout actively for projects that are winning some of these hackathons and are at the right stage to join an accelerator. We also work closely with ecosystem partners on their grants programs. So with some of the ecosystem partners, we make a lot of recommendations and we provide the first assessment of teams that are applying to the grant programs. And so we help them to identify what are some of those projects that have a lot of potential, are very interested in their ecosystem, but are maybe a little bit too early for the accelerator. And again, typically grants programs are another area where we scout for the accelerator program. And then lastly, it's also the ecosystem fund. So a lot of these ecosystems, our protocols have set up an ecosystem fund, which is effectively like their own, a VC fund that is focused on teams building on their platform. And so what we do is we actually get the teams ready through the accelerator to be considered for investment from their ecosystem fund, as well as through, for other investors such as VCs. So finally, I just want to share that, we have some amazing ecosystem partners that we've worked with through over the years. With many of them, we actually do recurring cohorts, every year. But of course, we know that there's a lot of new and emerging ecosystems. So we're always on the lookout for some of these new protocols that particularly are focused on a multi-chain future where we have a shared vision and a shared mission. And we're looking for these new partners that we can work together with to build and grow their developer communities. Thank you so much for having me today.